Oh.
Hey, fancy meeting you here.
It's this. I fill this up like 6 times a day.
Our meeting backup. Everybody here. Caleb's on.
Like swim. Go to Chrome. Yep.
Oh, okay.
And then what you get rid of it, and then
You could even stay on wheels and be mobile, move it in and out, take it
Where's
to other locations.
Yeah. Pound.
Well, still, they go, the kids run around, sell burgers across the Shippensburg. Veterans in the mornings.
You heard anything about Shudder?
I don't know what
They
that
ain't
is.
even open on Saturday mornings anymore.
you log in for the. Why is my computer not working?
Seemed like they were really tailing off
She's
here.
not that good. I mean, she hasn't run it very well. What's her name?
I don't know.
Amanda.
Yeah, she hasn't done it very good.
That's why you can't see stuff, I think.
Yeah. Don't you have a password?
Mine's not working either, Troy.
Yeah,
Oh, there. Wait.
Talking microphones or computers?
Computer. I think it's coming up now. It wasn't.
I have a Chromebook.
There it goes. That's good.
It comes up, but
Yeah. I don't know mine, but I have it. I don't think it got in right there because I'm not afraid of front of the vehicle.
And then my
Brian.
You're back in the bag of carrots. How are you?
Not by me. I may take them to the zoo, but I ain't eating them.
You're good at it.
He does it.
Is what's on here any different?
Absolutely. If you don't have that, you have nothing.
Yes. If you sign in, you can see more things.
Same system. Yeah, exactly.
You just see some more details in some of the attachments.
Hang out.
The attachments that aren't public.
Too many escapes. It doesn't matter what all they did. I'm gonna be the one fired.
That gives me the reason beyond. I'm saying, you need to do this.
good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Monday, June 22nd, 2026 Planning and Action meeting of the Shippensburg Area School District Board of Directors. I'm calling this meeting to order. Mrs. DeLong, can you please call roll?
Mr. Jimbard,
Here.
Mr. Carey,
Here.
Mr. Suiters,
Here.
Dr. Goetz, Dr. Lyman,
Here.
Mr. Noggle,
Here.
Mr. Scott,
Here.
Mrs. Wolfinger, Mr. Alosi.
Here. Just as a note, the board met in executive session before this meeting to discuss contract matters. If you all could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As we begin our deliberations this evening, let us once again be reminded of our duty to represent all of the children of this school community, regardless of age, sex, race, or creed, and regardless of need or ability. This meeting is being live streamed and uploaded to the district's YouTube channel. May we now have a moment of silence to reflect on our thoughts, plans, and actions on behalf of the students in the Shippensburg Area School District. Okay, thank you. Item 1F is the approval of the agenda. I will ask for a motion to approve the agenda as posted on the district website.
Move to approve.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries. Next item, number 2, are citizen comments regarding any item listed on the public agenda. Is there anybody present who would like to have comment for a public agenda item? Seeing none, we'll move on. Next item is 3A. Student representatives are not present. And moving on to the superintendent report. Mr. August?
Thank you. No donations at this time for the district, as you might expect during the summertime. Would like to call Blake Fritz, high school principal, up. So there's been discussions around and decisions around need to be made regard to where to hold graduation. Obviously, we have a new facility. There's some pros and cons to each of those. So I wanted to bring Mrs. Fritz to kind of talk through. You can kind of see, basically some in that chart that Mrs. DeLong has up, some previews of what Mrs. Fritz is going to talk about. The seating capacity at both venues, there's about 400 more, close to maybe 500 more seats at the stadium. That would give families approximately 2 more tickets. The on-campus, off-campus experience, has merits on each side. Obviously, you could put a big star next to the weather risk. If we do it outside, then we have a high chance that the weather may not cooperate. And there's going to be some additional cost. And I would just frame those, and I don't want to steal all of Mrs. Fritz's thunder, but Mr. Drawball's here as well to speak about this. I think by my calculations, we would either have a one-time kind of setup of about.
I have that too.
You have those numbers?
I have all the numbers for you.
Okay, so I won't steal your thunder. And I think you'll speak to the staffing side of it as well. So to kind of just, the headline here is, we can certainly have it at the high school. It's going to have a significant price tag with it than what we're paying right now. Okay, so we'll walk through all the considerations that need to take place. So take it away, Mrs. Fritz.
First off, thank you for talking about a very important thing to our community and our students. Graduation is a huge event, and it is something that these kids have looked forward to. So it's something we want to pay very close and careful attention to, as it is one of the most meaningful events for some of our students' lives. So I want to keep that in mind, as we're going through this. And, my goal is to support the vision, but I also am a very practical and realistic person. So I want you all to know what it takes to put on a graduation, and just kind of walk you through what it looks like, how much it could potentially cost, and the different options that you have. And then I'll just kind of also go through what I think would be the best plan to get us to the point of where we could have graduation at the stadium. So that's just kind of how I'm going to go through it. You can go to the next slide. So the process. There is a very large group of people that it takes to put on graduation, okay? From the administrative team to the secretarial team to the advisors to the graduation advisors to the guidance counselors. This is something we start preparing for next month. So it takes a very, very long time to make sure this event goes off without a hitch, and we get all of our students with a plan to graduation. So I just want to make sure you know how many people are involved. So, in October, they are already ordering caps, gowns, tassels, different other graduation items. And in December, we are already purchasing diplomas, diploma covers, involving student services for students out of district, ordering additional caps, gowns, and tassels. Students are moving in and out. We're purchasing honor medals, all of those things. So, in December, we have already purchased, because it takes time to come in, all of the necessary items come June or end of May. February and March, we're sending out ticket requests, graduation date reminders, everything you see up there. And then in April, and I tried to make it very clear what takes a very long time, is all of the seating, the sending letters to families, the coordination of just finalizing the program in itself that we hand to families as they walk in. And then in May, you're finalizing everything down literally to some of the last week, days before. So this is not something we can push further on. We need to make a decision pretty soon about what we're going to do for the following year, because we're already going to have to begin planning for what that would look like. Next slide. So what to add so that's how much it takes if you have it at the Lohr Center. This is what it's going to take if you would like to have it at the stadium. So in the red on the right is all the additional personnel you will need, which is about 25 additional people. You're going to need a lot of tech people. You're going to need a lot of facilities, custodial people, transportation, safety, security, band choral director. You're going to need 25 additional people. Now, some of those are salary people, some of those are hourly people. So I'll kind of give you an idea as well how much it would even just cost to pay these additional workers the overtime that they would be under. So just want to give you an idea of how many additional people you would have to add to our graduation team and how many people we'd have to work together to make sure this went off without a hitch. Okay. So additions to the process is all the facility purchases. So I learned a lot from Mr. Drawball and Jake about just the magnitude of facility purchases, as well as from Sarah Fainus, just about how to take care of the turf and the track and what all that entails. So there's all the facility purchases, the technology purchases, approximately how many more hours of overtime you would need for personnel, safety and security, transportation, and just the pure development of the graduation plan. I'm not trying to sway you one way or the other. I'm going to ask my wishes at the end, but you guys need to know what decision you're making, and this is what you would have to add. And this is after looking at other schools. I didn't just make this up out of the blue. These are other schools. This is the depth that they have had to do, because again, this is a very important ceremony to our kids, our families. So want to make sure we do it right.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
The busing?
Uh-huh.
Where's senior parking?
Right. So that's why we would have to figure that out. Mm-hmm.
Is that over by
So I have not made this plan yet because I'm trying to determine what you want to do, because I can't make it like that.
Down, by Memorial in the parking lot. I mean, the busing for the senior citizens would be.
No, the senior high kids that are going to drive are going to have to probably park off campus.
I was also thinking of
because they'll arrive about an hour or so prior, and they'll need to be transported up to the stadium.
In other words, there wouldn't be room in the normal high school parking lot for all the people that might be driving.
There will be significantly more people at graduation than a football game.
That's what I was going to say. Think
Yes.
about, 2,000 seats, right? We have enough parking for 2,000 seats. Now you're adding.
And you have the kids that are on the field.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you would need some kind of
shuttle. And that's not unheard of. There's other schools that have the same thing on these days. That's not unheard of. That's not something that's scary. It's just you've got to make sure that that's a logistic that you have solidified. That's why the director of transportation was on here. You can go to the next slide. Pros and cons. So I tried to create a list for you of the different pros and cons. So you can go ahead and. Pros, obviously you get to showcase the beautiful stadium that you all approved to build. It is stunning. It is a great field. There is lots of wonderfulness around it. So that is a pro. The band and chorus, so the band could play the Pomp and Circumstance. There could potentially be a one-song senior band send-off song, a choral send-off song. That's what I meant by that piece. We don't have that at Lours right now. There's nowhere to put them. And then you would have potentially a larger set of audience members in that. The cons is, and the biggest thing that all the other principals will tell you, is the no confirmed date. The biggest thing that families tell us that they love is that they know what date it is, so people know when to fly in or drive in or reserve their spaces. We can anticipate it be on May 26th, for example, but if it's going to rain on May 26th, we're not going into the auditorium. We truly would not fit at about approximate occupancy between 900 to 1,000 people. So that would not work. Some other districts that have outdoor graduations have the capacity to go inside. That would not be an option for us. So that is a huge downfall. So weather conditions too. Learned that there's a heat temperature that if it's a certain heat, we would not be able to host it due to the heat that would be coming off of the turf, rain, etc. There's a lot of concerns with cost and storage, and I'll go through that with you. Shuttle busing. The mere magnitude of setting up, Jake had discussed with me after I'd seen the big spring plans, that it's about like 5 days of prep to make sure everything is there, to set up and make sure it's ready to go. Parking needs and mapping, handicap parking, bathrooms, unsecured facility at the current moment, and then also talking about potentially needing a morning or afternoon graduation, because in order to use the 1,900 seats, you need to have the stage parallel to the scoreboard essentially, and the sun sets right behind there. So if you were having a graduation at 6 o'clock, everyone's going to be looking this way and not be able to see anything because the sun's going to be right behind you. So you're going to be looking at a morning or afternoon graduation there. And just like that's also, I don't feel like the most ideal. I would prefer it to be facing one direction of stands, but the more people we can get in there, the possible. So. All right, so those are my pros and cons, and then I'll just kind of talk to you a little bit about costs. I know the font's tiny. I just didn't want to have like 1,000 slides, so I'm going to just go ahead and show you. You see a stadium, so you see Lours. Lours costs us $1,900, $1,900. That is it. That includes printing of tickets, staffing, the use of the rec center, and the use of the Lours Center. So less than $2,000 a year is cost for us to run our graduation, and we don't really have to man it, facilitate it. There's plenty of everything that's needed. So it really is a beautiful ceremony. Not to put Mr. Losi on the spot, but he just had his son graduate there. And I am sure you could hear from many of testimonials just about like how it is one of the best high school graduations that we have there. Additionally, what we didn't use this year is that you could also have a live viewing area kind of up behind, you can have a live viewing area that would also accommodate like 200 to 300, I would say 200 to 300 more people. So we could have some additional space there. And it just really is. We've had families that have had an outdoor graduation here during the 2021 school year during COVID. And their feedback compared to the in-person or to the Lours feedback, I mean, it's just drastically different. So I just want to keep that in mind.
Mrs. DeLong, are you able to zoom in on that screen at all?
Sorry.
That's okay.
So if you look at the purchase, the first is if you choose to purchase the platform that the podium or the stage to call it is what I was calling it, is approximately $12,500. And then you need storage racks, obviously, to hold said platform, which is about $1,800. We would need to purchase about 600 turf-safe chairs, which is about roughly $20,000, and again, storage racks at about $3,500. Again, this is if we were to purchase it. There would need to be plywood below the stage, again, to protect the turf, which is about $500. I'm hearing, and I would let Mr. Drawball talk, but it's about $100,000 to put a new fence in. 109 to put in a new fence to secure the facility. I would hate that we would spend all this money and not have the perimeter of the stadium secure. And then the other things, ramps from the turf to the platform is about $1,000. Coverings to walk on the track is about $1,500. Some decor. I don't know, Troy, did you ever get the quote? Okay, we're still waiting for a purchase quote for the tech, but we do have the rental cost of the tech. But I would estimate it to be about 3 times the rental cost is what is your prediction, I think.
Well, it should be quite down because the rental cost includes them running it.
And them running it, okay. Security, we would need to pay security workers from G-Force, and we also have the event staff workers that work within our district. We would need all of those people. And then busing for seniors that will have to park further away, that's about $240. And then storage for graduation supplies, because I, at this current moment, have no idea where I'm going to put 600 chairs, a stage, all the things that I just listed there. There really is nowhere to put them at Shippensburg High School, so we would need to find a way to store all of that. And I'll give you that total will get you with the fence is about $151,000. Without the new fencing is about $42,000, and that is before the storage. That's before the payment of all the workers that are going to be there. That's before the tech cost. So you're still missing probably a good chunk of money there. And then, do you have any questions about the purchasing? If you go to the next slide, Leslie, it'll kind of give them the sticker price. That's the other one, yeah. So it's $1,900 at Lohr's. Before the purchase of storage, tech, fence, and overtime for workers is $42,399.23. With the fence is about $151,000. Again, this is all before the things listed at the top: the storage, the tech, and the fence, and the overtime. After you were to make that purchase, it would be about $1,200 a year, but then overtime for all the workers, I would estimate approximately over $5,000 a year to run the event. Okay, so that's once we have everything. That's again a guesstimate of what it would be. The materials is accurate. I just am unsure how much it would cost for all the overtime. And then I'll go through so you have a higher or a larger depth of knowledge on the rental, but it'll be $17,855 the first year, because there are stuff, even though we're renting different equipment, we would still have to purchase some of it in order to house the event. And then again, with that fencing, it'd be $126,000. Every year after this initial purchase, though, if you choose to rent, I was a math major, but don't quote me on this, was $14,139 plus all of the workers. So the rental in the long run is going to be a higher ticket price per year. Okay. If you go back up, Leslie, though, so I can just kind of go over that. So just to rent the platform and the chairs is about $5,399. And then there's still the purchase of the plywood. We'd have to purchase that no matter what. We'd have to purchase podiums. I think I missed that on the last one. Purchase 2 podiums for the event. The fencing. We would also still have to purchase the ramps from the turf to the platform. Coverings for the track. Again, would have to purchase that. Decor would have to purchase that. This is the tech rental. So from AV Solutions, they would be providing the live stream and the sound for the event. Because if you didn't, Lohr's does provide us the video, the live stream, and I believe it has automatic closed captioning. Yeah, that is directly on there as well. But this would be what it would cost to rent the technology for the one day. And then again, there's we would still have to pay the security workers, the event staff. I also wasn't unsure, but we would need some type of EMS, like ambulance. So I didn't know what the cost of that was, but again, I'm sure we would be able to get that. Busing, again, that would be an every year cost. And then we would still have to store some of the purchases that we were making. So again, final sticker price was listed there. Upfront costs is in the big black bold, and then the every year after this purchase is in that font below. Does anybody have any questions on that?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Why EMS? We have EMS at Lohr's?
We have security, and I don't know. Do we?
I don't think you got EMS.
The other thing, too, is that's climate controlled. You are having the potential of a very hot day with lots of elderly people, young kids, people in gowns that are...
I'm not against whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah.
It's fine, but a lot of the stuff you're going through there, and I may hurt your feelings, I'm okay with that. you went to we're going to have covering for the track because we're going to need it for football. So that's already going to be there. So the track covering would be there. Some of the other stuff, why do we need a platform? Well, everybody's going to be up here looking down.
You need to have
You don't need to. That's just what I get. Like I said, I don't care. I agree. The $1,900 is way cheaper than 42,000 and what have you. But a lot of this stuff is, I personally think is we already have or could get. Does the university use plywood on their turf field, Drew? Do you know?
I would not know that. I'm not the level of detail of plywood on.
I don't
And
think
you've
they
run.
do.
Jim, if I could, I think we looked at the Big Spring plan and
I have it right here.
how that was done. You are correct. We could do something different, but I think just as a model, that was.
I understand. I'm not into spending that kind of money, and it looks like, sounds to me like you guys don't want to go outside anyhow.
So I'm not asking that. I'm asking that you give us a year or two to figure it out. I am not against having, be clear, I'm not against having a graduation, but we currently do not have all the items that we need to make it happen. We haven't had the chance to create the graduation plan. Again, I'm not saying no, but I would at least like to defer it to the class of 2028, which would not be, it would be not this school year, it would be the following school year.
I'd be sweating that year.
Yeah. So I would just like to at least give us enough time. This is an extremely important event to our community, and we don't want to do it wrong. We want to do it right, and we want it to be a good event. Let's kind of slow roll out. You're about to add all this other stuff to the stadium. Give us a year to figure it out, and I'd be happy to propose what that would look like.
I want to thank you for this presentation. It's very nice, very specific, and thank you very much. I want them to have a graduation outside, but looking at them numbers and looking at what's going on, we're gonna wait until you get it straight.
Yeah. We would appreciate that.
And Tim, the fence, the 109, we need a new fence anyway, right? Even without even without the graduation.
We need a new fence regardless.
That's what I'm saying. Regardless of the graduation, we need a new fence around the stadium. Okay, thank you.
I was just trying to emphasize the importance of keeping it secure when we're about to put thousands of dollars of equipment in this for this event. I didn't want that to not be seen up there.
I understand. Thank you very much.
I do have a question for you. I know one of the concerns that I've always heard is there's not enough tickets, to accommodate, especially larger families. Have we ever looked at the field house versus using Lowe's at all?
We used to, those of you who don't know me, I'm Sharon Lawrence, but I do the graduation.
She's a graduation advisor.
Hello, Sharon. Welcome, Mrs. Lawrence.
So we used to graduate at Higas. Did you graduate in Higas, Drew?
No, I graduated in the high school.
Okay, you're at the high. So you were probably one of the last classes at the high school, maybe the next one after you. But we have gone to Higas.
Yeah.
There's some downsides to Higas. It is not air conditioned. It is an option, but it would not be the ideal. Like I could list you your pros and your cons to that one too. But we have done it in the past.
Do you know what the cost difference is between Lowe's and Higas at all?
That is not something we've priced because once we left Higas for Lowe's,
Yeah.
we didn't look back. If that makes sense. So
Most kids.
the Lowe's Center is priced through the Lowe's Center, while Higas would be through Shippensburg University.
Right.
So we'd have to look into that.
Okay.
And so each kid initially got an option of 4 tickets this year. If a kid asked for more than 4 tickets, we mostly gave them 6. Some even got more than that.
Yeah.
So the average kid was receiving 6 tickets. And again, some had more than 6. And then again, it was live streamed. So, they were able to also watch it from wherever.
I just know for some
Yep.
families, that are larger, that not being able to include siblings, allow them to come to a graduation or a set of grandparents or whatever, that makes it really, really hard to.
Well, and that's kind of why I talked about too, is that we could add that live streaming area. So we could give, I think, like 200 to 300 more tickets for that area so that everybody could be in the same place.
Yeah.
So that's an option as well.
Is that an additional cost for us or no?
No.
Okay. I think that would probably be valuable for some of those families that, kind of fall in that special category.
Yeah, if that's something you want to add, we can add that to our request for Lowe's. That's not a problem.
And that's not my decision.
No.
That's y'all's decision.
No, but it's not a hard change. It's not a hard change.
So, as a parent of a child that was at the 2020-2021 graduation and watched that rain cloud, it was one rain cloud that came came from east to west, like singled out that stadium and just dumped on. I mean, and as a person who has to go to graduations all the time, I always choose to go to the ones that are indoors because it's much more pleasant and you don't get sunburned and stuff. So I don't know.
Wasn't this stadium sold to the board as, guess what? We built this nice stadium and we can have graduation there.
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure I heard.
And again, I'm not saying no. I just want to make sure that we do it right. And I just think we need more time. Because you're going to start pushing out stuff about graduation here in the next month. And it would be nice to be able to communicate what that would look like. And that is too quick of a turnaround for the 25 plus people
And it's
that would need to create that plan.
before we decide.
Right. And it has not been budgeted for.
And your building budget would not be able to accommodate those numbers. So
No, and I don't think Tim's would be able to accommodate those numbers either.
Not currently.
I really appreciate are you done?
I just wanted to end with, again, like, not against it, but there are so many wonderful things about having it at the Loers facility. And I mean, we have had like great grandparents that say, I've been to 14 graduations for my grandkids, and this is the best one because you know what day it's going to be. It's a beautiful facility. It's very accommodating to different disabilities and handicap needs. Everything is just kind of right there. I do see why you want to have it at the stadium. All around us is doing that. It has them at the stadium. So I also see you guys built this beautiful stadium. You want to showcase it. I get both. But I really want to do this right. And I really think you need to trust us in the fact that like we can create a really good plan. But if you rush the plan, that's not going to be a good choice.
And theoretically, I mean, $1,800 is not $0 or $1,900. Like we
But
theoretically.
it's in my budget.
my point is, even if and when we move to a outside graduation, we could still reserve the Loers Center and look at the weather and have it on the same day.
You're asking us to plan 2 graduations then. Like, to be clear, like you can't plan. Wouldn't you agree? If you reserve the Loers and then also have to do it.
I think we would need to be making that call before we start practicing, so we know where. But the weather report.
I mean, I think a weather report. I think there's an option there to consider. I mean, we already have a plan for doing Loers, and we've been doing it for several years. I'm not saying it would be easy. I'm not saying it would be fun. But incorporating that into the overall plan may be something that we consider.
There's other places that have essentially if you get this ticket and it's going to rain, you would be able to watch. I'm not saying this would happen. I haven't thought through the logistics of it, that you would have those people would be able to go to the auditorium, and then the other people that would not fit in the auditorium would be able to go to the gym and watch like a live stream in the gym. So there's also there's other contingency plans. I'm just
thinking of the weather is the biggest obstacle for me because that's a tough call. It's perpetually 50% chance of thunder showers in spring. So that's a tough call that you don't want to get wrong. And so having a viable indoor-outdoor plan, whether it's the Loers or internally, is something that we should include in our planning and thinking.
Mrs. Fritz, I appreciate your work of the committee as they put this very important ceremony on every year. Clearly, it's utilization of public facilities, no matter where it is, which I think is important because all the facilities at the university, at the district, they're owned by the public. And it's like utilizing them to the best of their ability, I think is good for the taxpayer. But being a meaningful ceremony is really what your goal is. And clearly, you're putting a lot of thought into that. And not rushing to a decision, I think it even speaks louder because I think any rush decision or rash decision turns out to be a bad one. And so I'm happy that you're saying we need to wait. We're going to continue. And as far as the contingency for rain, as Mr. August indicated, there's a plan mapped out, and it's about how do we incorporate if there's a call for rain, here's when the decision's made, here's how we transition to that. But you have time to work and figure that out, so thank you.
Yeah, and we can make sure that like we will have a plan to present to you. Do you know what I mean? Once we have all of the pieces put together. So and truthfully, like that would allow it to continue to be the event that all of these kids look forward to if we were able to do it right. Yeah. So I will have up for you again. I will have the contract for Lours for you for the next board meeting because I do need to know what we're doing. So if there are questions that you have, please email me or send them to Ms. DeLong and Mr. August or Tim, myself, so that we can answer them and give you the answers that you're seeking. And then just know that like we will start developing a plan for you to be able to look at and decide for the following school year, if that is the direction that the board is choosing to take.
It may not even be feasible to ever do it in the stadium at that cost. $1,900 versus buying all the stuff and having to store it.
Well, like Mr. Drawball said, we need the fence, and that's
Yeah.
Right.
another discussion, so that lowers that.
I mean, that's a good point too. Like if we do this for graduation, that may also open it for other events that are similar. I can't think of any off the top of my head right now, but
Maybe moving
we
night.
can run a
for elementary
graduation
school.
there. We could also run Miss Shippensburg contest or whatever. I don't know.
All right. Any other questions? Send them our way. Thank you.
Thank you.
So before we move on, is there any other further discussion? I mean, so rather than have the Lours contract on to be voted down, what's the discussion directions for the board? Could we have some dialogue and direction? Is the consensus to do one more year at Lours?
I think Mrs. Fritz made a recommendation about continuing status quo for another year, and I think we will oblige to that. I mean,
Well, I mean,
it's
I'm for it. She
didn't hear
had a
anything
good plan. So I have
Yeah,
no
go
reason not.
for it.
Yeah.
okay. So we'll look for the Lours contract.
Is that give you enough time?
We're going to give it our best go. I think so. I think it's well, the biggest thing is you're going to have to decide between like rental and purchase. So I gave you those two options of purchasing things.
No, Lours. I know it's Lours contract. It's going to give you enough time to get Lours
I
contract.
already almost have it.
All right.
I had already, like, you have to plan these things out almost a year in advance as
That's
well.
what I'm wondering.
Yep. Nope. I already secured the date, and I'm just waiting for the contract to end up in my email.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you for asking.
Is there an anticipated timeline for kind of like a mid-year review, like maybe December or January, to say, hey,
We can make one.
where we're at with planning, and this is what we need, so then we can take that into account for next year's
For the
budget?
cycle.
So would you all want like true costs for how much it would cost to purchase and rent, or are you leaning one way or the other?
I'd like to speak on that because I've done it for 22 years at Big Spring, and without storage, like you were saying, I think the rental piece makes sense for me because the rental company will set up and tear down, and we don't have to worry about storing anything
Or the overtime associated with,
or the overtime and setting it up and tearing it down. So
It's more expensive long term though, right? If we purchase it, it's $1,200 a year for us to do, plus
Yeah.
the overtime piece.
yeah,
If we rent, it's more of a cost yearly.
You could look at a graph to
Yeah.
see when.
so okay.
We'll
Thank you.
We'll get something for you. Just
Yeah.
give us a little bit.
We'll store it all at Drew's house.
Aw.
uh,
All right. Thank you all.
So will this be an action item on the next meeting?
Well, I mean, it can be usually is discussion and action. I mean,
What more to discuss?
Right. So that's what I was thinking. We've kind of
Fine, I-
discussed it. I think it's
Fine either
I
way.
think it's fine to put it as an action item for the next meeting.
okay.
and it sounds like
Totally do that.
even moving forward, that it could be part of a contingency plan for weather in years ahead, so I think we just plan on taking action at the next meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Fritz. That concludes what I had to present.
Okay, next is the consent agenda, which includes 4A, approval of minutes, 4B, finance, which is bill of payments, financial reports, 4C, personnel, 4D, administrative personnel, and then 4DA, which is the assistant superintendent's contract. At this time, I'm going to ask we go to executive session to discuss a personnel matter. We'll be back in about 5 minutes.
there and here that week. It's like, oh my gosh.
Must be the thing. Couple minutes.
Okay, thank you for your patience. We are going to move forward. In regards to personnel, I would like to identify Miss Elizabeth Moeller, who is a new agricultural teacher at the Shippensburg Area High School. She's with us here this evening. If you want to stand and be recognized. Welcome to Shippensburg Area School District. Also new to the district is Ms. Shope and Ms. Noggle. But I will take a motion for the consent agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, just like there are a lot of great people and a lot of great coaches, and I just want to give some props to HR for getting all these people on board, and just welcome to the district to all these coaches. And they're not all new, I know, but like, thank you coaches, thank you teachers. Glad we have a new ag teacher. A lot of good people on this.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries. Next, we'll move on to the action agenda. Moving on with the action agenda, 5A is the appointment of a tax collector for Shippensburg Area Borough. Due to the vacancy in the Shippensburg Borough tax collector position and the fact that the Borough of Shippensburg has been unable to fill this position, the burden to appoint that becomes the Shippensburg Area School District's responsibility for the collection of real estate taxes. Effective immediately, the superintendent recommends appointing Andrea Thompson as the Borough of Shippensburg tax collector. Ms. Thompson is currently the tax collector for Southampton Franklin, and if board approved, will collect both municipalities. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Fred Scott seconds.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Item 5D, Yellow Breaches Educational Center Incorporated Agreement. During the 2026-27 school year, we project that students will be attending the Yellow Breaches Educational Center. These students will be placed at this facility due to their exceptionality. The district agrees to purchase 12 secondary academic positions. 3 elementary academic positions, and transportation for identified students to and from the educational facility. The total cost for the tuition is $35,510 per secondary student. The total cost for tuition for elementary student is $40,450. The total cost of transportation is $8,038 per student. It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of School Directors authorize the school district, Shippensburg Area School District, to contract with the Yellow Breeches Educational Center. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5C, Speech Services Agreement for 2026 to 27 school year. Agreement for Stephanie Metz Speech Services for the school year. The administration recommends approval for Miss Stephanie Metz to provide speech therapy and consulting services to special education students in the district. The recommendation is being made as the current speech caseload exceeds the caseload capacity. This contract is included in the 2026-27 special education budget. The term of the agreement is from August 20, 2026 until May 28, 2027. The pay rate is $100 an hour. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I do have a question on this. Do we have speech teachers with speech at all, like separate?
Yeah, we have our own.
Yeah.
We obviously max out as much as possible their
That's-
caseloads.
yeah.
But kids can pop in for
How many do
speech.
we have within the district, like as far as employees go?
Damn.
I'm gonna have to give you a solid answer. We have at least 3.
Okay. How many hours? I'm just looking at, like, is it justifiable, like, next year that we would add another?
I see where you're going with it.
position?
I mean, right now, this is the most cost-effective way. You just get a little overflow.
Right.
So, like, you can't put more on a caseload, but the kids still need speech.
Right.
And as kindergartners come in, we're gonna get more.
That's why I was thinking. I didn't know if there was
Yeah,
enough
when we
hours
get to that tipping
justified.
point, Mrs. Wolfinger, we'll make that
Okay.
determination.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5D, General Property and Liability Insurance for the 2026-27 school year. The pricing is noted on the agenda as $238,874 for the current or last fiscal year. This year for the 26-27 academic year fiscal year is $243,023. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Thank you. And any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5E, Shippensburg Area School District Workers' Compensation Renewal. Administration recommends approval of the renewal workers' compensation insurance for the 2026-27 fiscal year. It is outlined on the agenda. The pricing for the 26-27 school year is $162,277. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Or second? Thank you. Any discussion?
Is this the only, have we dealt with this company before? Do you know?
Yeah, my understanding was we're just renewing what we have, Mr. Scott.
Hey, that's a chunk from 139 to 162.
How often do we look into new?
I'd have to ask Mr. Barwin. I don't know.
You mean like an RFP for
Yeah.
them?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've
We
never.
ever gone out for an RFP?
Yeah, I don't think that I've ever seen an RFP for it. Just wasn't sure how many years we've used the same company and if there's any
Change.
kind of cost benefit.
Certainly able to look
there.
into that.
Any other discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Roll call, please.
Who said?
Mr. Bard,
No.
Mr. Carey,
Yes.
Mr. Suiters,
Yes.
Dr. Lyman,
Yes.
Mr. Noggle,
Yes.
Mr. Scott.
No.
4 yeses, 2 nos. Motion carries.
But I think you get
Oh,
two more
I
votes.
forgot below the line. Sorry. Mrs. Wolfinger,
Yes.
Mr. Alosi.
No.
No. Okay. Recalculating. 1, 2, 3 nos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yeses. Motion still carries.
Uh,
Rookie mistake. Sorry.
All good.
Item 5F, Textbook disposal. Administration recommends disposal of the attached resources that are out of date and no longer used to support the curriculum. Books include texts from middle school social studies department, high school business, and James Byrd Library. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
First and second, thank you. Is there discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item for action is 5G, Hoffman Academy Master Agreement and Addendum. Administration recommends approval of the attached Hoffman Homes Incorporated Agreement. Hoffman provides a therapeutic learning environment and educational services to children with and without special education requirements. The cost for program services is $200 per instructional day while school is in session. The master agreement and the student addendum are attached to the agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5H, LinkedIn Data Warehouse Contract. Administration recommends approval of with the LinkedIn a data warehouse solution for $39,837.25 to be paid from technology budget for the 26-27 academic year. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Item 5I, Franklin Learning Center 26-27 General Operating Budget. Administration will recommend approval of the 26-27 Franklin Learning Center General Operating Budget. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? And my question is just, we are approving the general operating budget, but we're not committing a dollar, or is that already incorporated?
We're approving their budget.
Okay, so they took what our contribution is, developed their budget, now we're just approving the budget. Understood. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5J, Planetarium Maintenance Agreement. Administration recommends approval of the Planetarium Maintenance 2-year agreement with ASH Enterprises. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
How much is that?
I'm just going to ask.
Bruce? I have no idea what it costs to maintain
Yeah.
a planetarium.
It's an interesting responsibility. How do you maintain?
$4,800.
Up there and polish the lights so the stars are better.
I thought I saw it.
Says this 2-year inclusive price for your projector is $4,800, and then if it requires additional work, it's $125 an hour after that.
Okay, any questions?
That's per year for 2 years, or is that 4,800 for the 2 years or each year?
2-year inclusive price.
So it covers both years at that price.
That's what I understand.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5K, Blue Cross Grant Approval. Ms. Susan Fink of the Greyhound Foundation is seeking approval to receive and accept $2,250 from Capital Blue Cross for their Live Healthy Schools grant. If awarded, these funds will be used to purchase equipment and materials to enhance the physical education program that serves the James Byrd K-3 students. The equipment and greenhouse materials will help our students build an early understanding of both physical and mental health while reducing barriers to participation. Outcomes will include increased participation in physical activity, classroom readiness, exposure to food systems, while also reducing behavior disruptions in some students. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second,
Any discussion?
is this the program you started, Leslie? The healthy?
Oh, this is different from Healthy House.
Okay. That's it.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Item 5L, EI Associates Civil Engineer. The Administration and Buildings and Grounds Committee recommend approval of the integrated consulting to serve as the civil engineering firm on the upcoming Shippensburg area intermediate school construction project. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Item 5M, amendment of memorandum of understanding for mowing services with Shippensburg Area Education Service Personnel Association. The administration recommends approval of the amendment to the MOU with SAESPA regarding outsourcing of mowing services. The amendment language is as follows, and the updated MOU is attached. The association agrees that it shall not grieve the district's contracting with outside entities to complete mowing services under this agreement. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second, is there a discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is item 6, is the discussion agenda. Item 6A is curriculum approvals. Item 6B is LOA Hallmark Caring Place. Item 6C is the intermediate school library book disposal. Item 6D is a resource approval. Item 6E is Head Start sponsor-to-sponsor agreement for the 2026 school year. Item 6F, the agreement for Von Drack speech services for 2026 to 27 school year. 6G is the Vista School extended school year educational services addendum. Item 6H is storage for the Shippensburg area middle school band room. Item 6I is Johnson Controls for a chiller at the high school. Item 6J is Bayer's sign contract. Item 6K is curriculum contracts. Item 6L is confidential employees handbook. And item 6M is the Assistant Director of Special Education job description. Please, if you have any questions, board directors, if you have any questions, please send those questions to administration.
I have one real quick.
Okay. Ms.
On
Winter?
6F, for more speech services, how does that differ from the one that we just approved? I know the other one was like,
Sometimes I'd have to clarify with Mrs. Crendon, but I believe certain can only give a certain amount of time,
okay,
so we have to kind of patch it together.
okay. If we can clarify that, please.
Yep.
I have a question about 6A. Those aren't all new studies, are they? They're already within the school district.
Right, it's just refreshing the curriculum, rewriting, updating the curriculum.
Oh, okay.
I got a question, 6I. What chiller are we replacing? Didn't we just replace a bunch of that stuff in the high school?
Yeah, this is just a preventative maintenance contract for the new
What?
chiller. It's a preventative maintenance contract for the new one. It's $3,885 preventative maintenance.
Yeah, but what I'm asking is, did we not just replace them?
It's maintenance, though.
To
It's
keep
not,
it running, Jim.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're past their year warranty.
probably the warranties.
Okay.
6A. How often do we, like, what's the process for curriculum renewals and all that kind of thing?
So each department is on a cycle. So you write curriculum, you teach that curriculum. Sometimes it gets tweaked,
Right.
but I think it's a 7-year cycle. I'd have to talk.
Six.
6 years, 6-year cycle.
So these are all high school. Is this just for high school? Is that what?
These are the courses that we were able to get to.
Yeah. So about every 6 years, every course sort of is investigated for syllabus creep.
Right.
And we kind of make
Correct.
sure they're fitting.
Right.
all of the
Updated things.
parameters. Okay.
Things change. We had to have ELA skip in line just because there were some changes from the state. So.
I'm just trying to spend at least as much time on academics as we do on the football stadium.
Amen, brother.
And I also really want to take that dystopian literature class with Mr. Kazawa.
On 6M, how is that differentiated between the new position and the other? Mrs. DeLong, I think you can probably speak to that.
Yes. So you mean we have the
Mr.
director
Polito
of special education and student services, and then under her, Brenna Creedon, we have Mr. Polito, who will be the assistant director of student services, and then this new position is assistant director of special education. So Mrs. Creedon is over the whole entire department, and then we have each assistant director is focusing on one of the areas. So student services is, our students who have 504s, our counseling, our nursing, our social work department, and then special education is really all of those students with IEPs.
Okay.
So it's specific to that.
That's how it's going to be differentiated.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments on discussion items? Okay, moving on to item 7, citizen comments regarding non-agenda items. I don't believe we have anybody for citizen comments.
We don't have anybody, period.
Not out there anymore.
We'll go forward with, there's a gentleman in the back.
Mr. Hoke.
You have a public comment? Oh,
Chef Matt.
I can't see. So next is board comments. I'm going to start with Mr. Scott this time.
Superintendent, you sent out a letter from about the stadium, things that need to be worked up to be corrected. I saw one of them there said about the length of the track. It said NFHS recommends, but they didn't fulfill the recommendation. What's they going to do about that?
So I believe it's negligible, so it still meets the requirements.
But
Safe.
but NHF said the recommendation wouldn't that be the
So my understanding is that track is safe to be used.
from how do you tell you that ECI? Who told you that?
Through the facilities and those meetings that I had with them, it was determined that that was going to be safe.
But I'm asking you, who?
So it's like a technical miss, but I don't know that it's material, Fred. Like, we ran a whole track season on it.
That don't make it different. That don't make it. We did it because of emergency in the situation. What I'm saying is, we paid for a job to be done. I see a lot of shortcuts, and could be and would be from K&W and ECIC. I would just like to know why.
I can look into that again.
Would you please?
Yeah,
Would you please? I'm just having tired of them just saying this recommendation, they don't fulfill it. That's all I have for right. Oh yeah, no, I can't say it now. I'll take care of it later. Thank you.
Mr. Carey?
Am I allowed to ask a question from an earlier thing? 5K, the Blue Cross grant approval. I see at the end there, it says outcomes will include increased participation, physical activity, classroom readiness, exposure to food systems, and will also reduce behavior disruptions in students. That sounds good, but who's going to grade that? Who's going to, and will the feedback get back to us? I assume Sue's not doing it. She's just going after the grant, right?
Yeah,
Who's going to be in charge of recording that it is doing what it's doing and worthy to keep or not keep?
So I think as part of the grant, you usually have to do like an end of grant, kind of follow up on how things went. So it looks like they're going to use equipment use the money to purchase equipment and materials for physical education. And so I think what they're saying is students who have the opportunity to participate in more physical activity during school usually have increases in the those kinds of things, classroom readiness, exposure to food systems. I think that's part of what they're spending the money on. And then reducing behavior disruptions, so kids who need to get their wiggles out or whatever, they'll have more opportunities for that. So I can find out if there's some kind of like follow-up report.
Yeah, 'cause it says their outcomes. Well, then they ought to be measurable if that's the case. So I was just curious who would be tracking them, and would we know, and is it good or not?
Yeah. I can follow up. I
Okay.
would assume it's someone at James Byrd.
Okay. Thanks. That's all I had. Thank you.
Mr. Suitors?
I'm good.
Mr. Bard?
Yeah, Mr. August, who's supposed to take care of the retention pond out in front of this school? Is that
You mean
turned over to
cutting it?
us?
You mean cutting it?
Yeah.
I'd have to talk with Tim. I see that it's also overgrown too.
Oh, it's bad, and it's, I haven't been to the back of the senior high, but they were telling me that the back of senior high is just as bad.
Yeah, I noticed that too, Mr. Bard, and I don't know that we haven't closed out the projects. So maybe ECI, maybe us. It's weird that everything else is getting cut.
Well, it just don't look good when somebody drives down Route 11 and you look over and see 3-foot high weeds growing out of there, and you know, can they not mow it, or are they? I mean, is it too steep for Tim and them to get in there with mowers? And
I'll inquire and get back to you.
you know, I don't know. I mean, if it is, then you know, whoever ECI or K&W's got to take care of putting something in there so it can be mowed.
Yeah.
They are our responsibilities.
Or what?
They are our responsibilities to maintain once the
Well, then
grass
it's
comes in.
why is Tim not mowing it?
Not sure.
Even though we haven't taken responsibility for the project, it's like
Our
the superintendent said we didn't take.
I mean, we haven't finished the project.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Signed
saying.
off on it.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know if there's still work that needs to be done there, or testing, or what.
Yeah.
I don't
There's still silt socks laying in the middle and down
Yeah,
on that
I mean,
bank.
there's still stuff. I think touch-up things, punch list things that need to be completed. But I'll ask Tim.
That's it.
Mr. Noggle.
Oh, sorry. I zoned out there for a second.
We were really you were building anticipation there.
Yeah, no,
Dramatic
I'm good.
pause.
Dr. Lyman.
All right. This is another one of Dr. Lyman's legislative updates. So last meeting, the nursing folks came and did a really great presentation, I thought, raised the issue of kind of the burdens that they are facing, the additional student needs that they are facing, and made some really good points, which I actually used in a keynote speech I gave last week. But there is a bill in the House right now that would reduce. Right now, the required ratio of students to nurses is 1,500 students per nurse. It wants to reduce that to 750 students per nurse.
I'm sure the state's going to give us money to support that, aren't they?
They are going to.
Yeah.
It's not an unfunded
You're
mandate.
kidding.
Yeah. So they're going to give some funding for it as well. So, like, if you run into people you know who serve in the House of Representatives, because I know all of you do, it's House Bill 2285, and it's in the Education Committee right now. And so that would kind of help us with what was being brought up
Kirk, send it a
at our last meeting.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, just making it a note.
So yeah, House Bill 2285 would really help us. So I really appreciated those nurses coming in and giving that plug for nursing. That's it.
Thank you, Dr. Lyman. Ms. Wolfinger.
I don't have anything. I know. Hold on.
Be an earthquake.
All right, thank you. So date savers.
I don't have any on them.
Yeah, there's none.
Oh, the next board meeting.
It's
Night.
July 9th.
July 9th is the next public board meeting. We'll be here at 7:30.
Can I,
Oh, sorry.
I just wanted to, we kind of like quickly passed over Dr. Donat's resignation. And so I wanted to thank her for her years of service here. She's done a lot of amazing work at the district. So thank you to Dr. Donat.
It was under.
And I also wanted to welcome Kyle Slosser to the administrative team. So he is going to be the new assistant principal at James Byrd and Nancy Grayson. And then I just wanted to thank the board for renewing my contract for another 5 years. I'm really excited to continue to serve the district and the community. So thank you for the opportunity.
Ms. DeLong, thank you for that. And also for Dr. Donad, wishing her well. That was not in my materials I brought, so that's my fault.
It's okay.
I would echo the same. Dr. Nat's been amazing, and we will greatly miss her on a number of different levels.
And congratulations to you. Welcome back. Okay, so that is it. We will adjourn. We will do an executive session regarding a budget.
You have to give a presentation.
You have to hear my school safety
Yes.
executive session.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another executive session.
Yes, I'm sorry.
We told you.
My God.
Meeting's over.